Hello, hello, hello. My name is Lee Fuller, aka The Funnel Helper, and I'm going to check real quick to make sure things are in place. But today we're going to be talking about the 3 aspects of having a real business so that we can stop playing business. All right. So that's what we got going on today. I'm super excited. And you would think that by now all my stuff will be in place before I go live. But you'll also know that this is kind of how I do it every time. So not a huge surprise, right? So, wait a minute. We'll begin in a moment. All right, so, hello, my name is Lee Fuller. Is this working? What's going on? All right, so my name is Lee Fuller, aka The Funnel Helper. And today, just double checking. Today we're going to be talking about what it takes. Yep, I think we're good. I think we are goody good. Okay. All right, so super excited about what's going on today. But today I was looking at this, I was listening to a podcast, and it talked a lot about this concept of playing business, right? And there are certain things that you can check. And I'm going to give you 3 areas to check. And if you mark off on these checks, then it's a very high likelihood that you're actually in business and not playing this game of business. Okay? We've heard terms like the entrepreneur versus the wantrepreneur or something like that. So what we're going to get into today is just line it up and talking about it. I broke down what it takes to be in business in a couple different steps. So the business piece of it, the tech side of it, and website essentials. So if your business is going to be online, and or if you're expanding your business to include online, then these are a couple areas that you want to pay particular attention to. But to be in business proper, it's good to have this section covered in, right? So, again, my name is Lee Fuller, aka The Funnel Helper, and we're going to go ahead and jump into it. Now, before I get started, I'm going to tell what being in business doesn't take in this section, right? Because a lot of people, we put all these things in front of, we get some things out of order, right? We get some things out of order. So some people will say, hey, I got to make sure I have business cards, brochures, pamphlets or whatever, because once I have all my stationery and once I have this type of stuff, I'm in business. Well, that's not true, right? So some people say, hey, I got to have my office building, or I got to have whatever, an office or a location in order to be in business. Well, that's not true either, right? Sometimes people think, hey, I got to have this professional image, right? My branding has got to be super tight before I can go into business, right? So I looked up and just to kind of get the definition of what branding was, and the definition I found that I thought was really good, is a brand is really a promise to your consumers. Right? So your brand is, hey, here's a promise to consumers that I'm going to be professional, or that I'm going to be trustworthy, or, exciting, or whatever. But the only person that can validate that you have a brand are consumers or customers, right? So you can't put the brand on the front end because you don't have customers, right? So a patent. So I have some people that's like, hey, while I'm going in business, I got this idea in my head. I'm gonna patent it and go through all the IP process. And having a patent doesn't mean you're in business, right? I like Shark Tank because they'll be like, hey, I got these certain patents, and they're like, yeah, but some of them leave without a deal because they don't have any sales or whatever, right? So, branded emails, at suchandsuch.com, Lee at Funnel Helper, or full6media.com. Hey, I don't have branded emails. Oh, not in business yet. that's not what's needed to be in business. Okay, so today, here is what is needed to be in business, and we're going to break it down for you. So, in order to be in business, it's important. It's not always necessary, but you do want a name, right? Well, it is actually important. So, it's good to have a company name. Hey, what you name it really doesn't necessarily matter all that important because you can change it later, right? But it's good to have a name. Sometimes you can tie it to the origin. Like me, Fullest Extent Media, my name's Lee Fuller, right? So, and we were a marketing company, so I said, hey, maybe we should put media in there. And, you know, Fuller Media was taken, I think. So it was like Fullest Extent Media. Whatever. It doesn't matter because until people are buying your products, it doesn't matter what the name is because there's no brand associated with it if you don't have consumers, right? So you need to have a name. That's kind of important. The other thing you need to have a name, aside from a name, is you need a business account, right? One of the reasons you need a name is because you have to have a name to put on the business account. So, and in business, you typically want to separate your business income from your personal income, right? So, a name, a business account. Now, in order to be in business, this is an important one, and you'd be surprised how many people don't have one of these and think they're in business. They're kind of the wannabe. You have to have a product or a service. You'd be surprised how many people, hey, Lee, I need you to build me a website. All right, cool. What's your product? Well, okay. Even if you're a consultant, hey, my product is X amount of 30-minute phone calls, or if you're a coach, hey, X amount of so many phone calls and a price point. You know, a dollar amount, something. You have to have a product or a service. You have to have something to sell in order to be in business, right? Matter of fact, really, in order to be in business, you have to have sold something, right? So let's put a customer. Customer. I looked it up. And a business, the definition of business is an organization or economic system where goods and services are exchanged between one another for money, right? So technically, like super technically, if you don't have this, then you're really not in business, right? And if you're really not in business, then don't worry about this stuff necessarily. You know, don't focus on business cards and super duper 10-page websites, or don't focus on a whole bunch of stuff, because if you don't have a customer, then you really kind of have a hobby. You have an expensive hobby, right? So you got to have a customer if you're going to be a bit, by definition. You have to have a customer in order to be in business. One customer. You don't have to have 10,000 yet, but one, and at least you're in the game. You're in business. And then you really ought to have a delivery. Me and my spelling. Help me. Delivery system. Okay? You have to have a delivery system, right? Because when a person buys your product or service, you need to give it to them. Right? Because if you have all these, but you don't deliver to them, then you really won't be in business long. You'll be like, I had a good business. You know, I just need to work on my delivery system. You know, and many of us, actually, I'm working on that part too, just because I'm trying to improve the business. But in the business section or business column, you need to have a name. You need to have a place to put your money. You need to have something to sell. You need to have somebody that has bought it. Because if no one's bought it, then you're really not in business, right? You know, if you're pre-revenue, then you're kind of almost in business, okay? And a delivery system, how are you going to deliver the product, right? I like to say, in order to be in business, it's also good to have a pitch, right? You got to have, and if you have a pitch, then more likely you can have a customer, right? If you got a pitch and a product, you should be able to get your customer. Now, some of you may be saying, man, Lee, I don't really think I have a business. Well, stay in this lane here. Stay in this lane here and work on creating a product, work on creating your pitch, and go get a customer. Okay? I would let you in a little secret. A lot of people talk about you got to have business cards and that type of stuff. Like, I had customers before I had business cards, right? I still don't have a brochure. I'm working on it now because I'm, I'm scaling up a little bit. But, so these are things you have to have in place. My brand, I was like, hey, my name's Lee. You know what I'm saying? Part of my pitch, it wasn't like, hey, we're this super duper company. It's like, hey, my name is Lee. Well, I did have a name, of Fullest Extent Media. And, I want to sell you this product because I need you to be a customer because I really want to start my business and be in business. Okay? So, if you can check the box off there, you're good. At least your entity is in place. Oh, I like to put an entity here, right? That's good. That's important. Most places start off as an LLC. Sole proprietor, even though sole proprietor is still an entity, right? So, go ahead and create a business name, right? Have your business name and entity. So it actually should probably go up here, right? Entity. Okay. Real quick, I got an appointment in. Oh man, I got an appointment in 9 minutes. So we got to push. Tech tools. Okay. All right, Lee, I'm in business. What? I got that part done, and I want to have some business online. What do I need? Okay, here's what you need. You need a merchant account type. So you need a online payment, right? You need an online payment processor or like a billing system where you can send invoices, right? And there's a whole bunch of these. There's PayPal, right? When I started, it was Lee with a name, a product, and a PayPal. Well, and a Bank of America business account, right? Lee, a business account, and a PayPal so I can send invoices and a product. And I'm in business, right? So you need to have an online payment billing. Next, you need to have I say an email provider, right? Or a CRM. Okay? Why? You got to have a place to put your customers, right? A place where you can have your database of customers. So, email providers and CRMs, they cover this stuff, right? So, if you're in business, the tech tools that you need initially to start. Today we're talking about getting started and getting started. The tech tools, you need a way to collect money, right? And put in your bank account. You need a way to collect money. You need an email provider and CRM type thing so that you can have your database of customers. When I go to clients and we want to do a marketing push, I say, okay, we'll just go to your database. Right? If you want to do a marketing push or if you want to reach out, then you need a database. Now, sometimes if you're just getting started or whatever, that CRM might be, Excel. It's not. Never mind. Don't use Excel. Get a email service provider, right? A way to communicate with people and create that database. And then the next thing you need is a website. Website and domain, right? So, a lot of times we get things backwards. Hey, we go get a domain name and we make sure we got our colors, and we got a logo, and we got business cards, and don't have a business account or a product, right? So, like right now, I still haven't got logo, right? Because that's not an essential yet. It doesn't matter. Use your name. Hey, my name's Lee. You know, make the payment out to Full Extent Media, right? Because I have a business account that it goes into, right? Logos and all that stuff, it's not bad. It's just sequence. That can come later, okay? My logo's changed a couple times, right? And it will continue to change. Why? Because that's not an essential of business. That's not an essential. It's not. All right? So, you got to have business. This column in the tag tools, all you need is this. Online payment processor. If you're online, you got to be able to collect money. A database or CRM, you need to be able to communicate with the people that have given you money, right? Or that are on your prospect list. And you need a website and domain. Now, you might say, okay, on the website, what do I need? And I got a few more minutes. I got to... So, on the website, there's a couple type of pages. And as long as you have these pages, you're going to be good. So, now... There are branding pages, and the reason I call it branding pages is because I couldn't think of I'll explain what a branding page is. So your branding page is kind of like your home page, right? So I could have just said you need a home page. But you need branding pages, which consist of like a home page, your product page, and you need to have, and also like your home page can also be that landing page type, right? So landing page. So in order to be in business, you don't need a 20-page website. Listen to me. You don't need a 20-page website. Your website needs to have a couple branding pages. One is either the home page or the landing page. Something that tells who you are, right? Something that tells, hey, my name is Lee. Or, hey, Keisha, my name is Keisha. Or Vision Consulting, shout out, that's my homegirl. So, branding pages. You got to have something, that landing page or that home page, right? The next website essential you have to have is you really ought to have what I call marketing pages, right? They're marketing pages, or I like to call them funnel pages. Right? So these marketing or funnel pages are things such as an opt-in, right? An opt-in page. You need to have a sales page, right? And the other thing, and you know, it's good to have a checkout, kind of like a confirmation type thing. Right? So, sales page and confirmation page. Confirmation page. And that's it. In order to be in business, you need to, on your website, now, a lot of times, we compare ourselves to people that are further along down the road, right? And they have huge shopping carts, and they have blah, blah, blah. Not the essentials. Today we're talking about essentials, bare bones, to make sure that you're in the game, that you're in business, right? This is about being in business. You need to have branding pages, like a home page. When somebody types in your domain, they should land somewhere, right? Someone that tells who you are and kind of what you do. Marketing funnel pages. So that's the opt-in and that's the sales page, right? You got opt-in and sales page, you're good. All right. I think you need a content page. Now, I'm going to put this S in parentheses. In the future, you will have multiple pages. But to get started, you want at least one, right? You want at least one content page or a content piece, because there needs to be a place for you to explain or teach your process or teach the benefit of your thing, right? So a lot of times people use as content pages, a lot of times you'll see people on Facebook, right? They'll do a Facebook Live or something like this. So if you do a Facebook Live or something like this, and you don't have a, take the Facebook Live and put it somewhere, right? So take the Facebook Live and put it somewhere. Take your teaching or something and put it on a content page, because your content page really needs to be on your website. You know, I've been collecting all of these funnel helper videos that I've been doing, and I've been putting them on a page, right? What's that page? It's not completely done yet, so I'm scared to tell you about it. But it's funnelhelpers.com / I think it's show. funnelhelpers.com / show. It's not complete yet, but, you know, I'm practicing what I'm preaching. I'm putting my content on a content page, all right, so that you can find it. And then the last page, okay. If my phone starts ringing, it's because I have an appointment. Let's see, content page, and the last page is you want to add these admin pages. Okay. Now this is important. I really had to get smart on the admin pages, and I started paying attention to it more when I started doing more paid advertising. Admin pages. These are your contact page. Okay, your contact page. These are also your privacy policy, and also your terms of service, right? Why is this important? If you're going to do some advertising, Facebook, Google, YouTube, all of them, they look at this stuff on your page. And if these aren't in place, you could be having higher, you could be having higher ad prices if you don't have these in place. I knew about it, but now I'm actually going back and implementing it because I'm seeing ad prices go up, right? So this needs to happen. So in brief, hold on, let me turn this on real quick. Make sure my Zoom is up for when my when my appointment clicks on in a few minutes. All right. So hopefully this has been helpful. In order to be in business, so here are the things you need in business. You need a name, a business account, a product, but you need a customer. So don't go into there until you get a customer. And a lot of times to get a customer, really you need a phone. You need a phone or an instant messenger, right? And then you can get in the customer lane, and then you're actually in business, you know. But if you're doing business online, you really need to have a way to collect money, a CRM to create your database, and a website. On the website, you need branding pages, marketing pages, content pages, and admin pages. All right, that's my appointment.